Good morning, everybody. I want to thank you for taking the time this morning out of your busy days to spend some time to learn about the great TrustGuard products that Global Atlantic has. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Jim Mac McHale. As many of you do know, I'm the go-to guy at the Olson Group when it comes to funeral trust and pre-needs planning. So it was very exciting to see Global Atlantic, previously known as Forethought, develop a product in this arena that is truly cutting edge. This product is great for your client, great for you. Let me give you a little background about our presenter because I want to get into this as soon as possible. John Walls lives in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, graduated from Messina College with a BS in marketing. He has been with Forethought for over 20 years. He started off as sales and into sales management. John's a great family man and a great friend of ours. So without further ado, my friend, Senior Vice President of Pre-Needs Division, John Walls.
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. And I just wanted to take you through kind of a quick journey today about a little bit, some history of Forethought and a little history of the TrustGuard product. Before I start, kind of want to give some insight around what we've done over the years. We've been in the pre-need business for over 30 years. Back in 2014, Forethought was purchased by Global Atlantic, and Global Atlantic has a great story. But what I'll spend most of my time on today is just kind of really what's going to relate to you guys and what is going to be important to you. So one of the things I think is important to share is that we do a lot of research on our end to make sure that the products we're providing are what consumers want. And about 10 years ago, we did some research, and we also did the same research about 3 years ago. And the findings were very similar. And those findings were that 85% of people ages 50 and over thought that putting money aside before their death was a good idea. While that gives us a lot of optimistic looking views of the potential of millions of people that are out in the country today that would share that same view, what was more puzzling to us, and it was kind of reinforced again when we took this research again 3 years ago, was that people search for this information from 5 main sources. The first 3 sources that represent over 75% of those people were attorneys, insurance agents, and financial planners. The 4th person on that list was a funeral director, which for the last 30 years...
Where can I get some of this?
All right, so a little bit of background noise there. So the 4th person on that list was funeral directors. And we've been catering to funeral directors for the last 30 years. Mainly it's been our source of what we've done. Our core business has always been on the pre-need side of the business. TrustGuard gives us an opportunity to get to those first 3 areas where 75% of people say, I want to go get information about my end-of-life expenses through either a financial planner, insurance agent, or an attorney. So as we look at some of these slides, I'm going to go to the next slide now to talk a little bit about, let me turn, is kind of 5 reasons you'd want to sell this product. And first is probably the fact that you're going to fulfill an unmet need of the senior market. Just like the research tells us, there are millions of people out there that are searching for this type of information from places other than funeral homes. Second thing is it's pretty easy to add. We'll talk in specifics on all 5 of these here as we go through this morning. Third is that there's a free trust available to your clients. And I'll explain to you that mainly the 2 differences between those 2 trusts here shortly. Fourth, and most importantly, in my opinion, is the fact that we're a proven and trusted partner. Global Atlantic is one of the fastest growing U.S. life companies today in the United States. We have gone from $15 billion of assets in 2013 to over $55 billion today. We are 10 times the size of our largest competitor in this irrevocable trust, a whole life product space. And we have an AM Best rating of A-. Fifth, and what we'll talk a little bit about, we'll show you how easy it is to sell. So with that, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the unmet needs of seniors. With seniors, the research that we did, again, all this is going to be based back on the research that we've conducted. The research that has been done, people say, listen, I think getting this done, this peace of mind, having this done for my loved ones is very, very important. So when that time occurs, we call it a time of need occurs, I know that I have everything in order that's going to cover those expenses, so I'm not going to put a financial burden on my family, and I'm also not going to have to have them struggle with where they're going to figure out where to pay for this stuff. Funerals are getting more expensive every single day. The average cost of a funeral today in the state of Indiana, for example, is over $8,000. That's before you get to the cemetery expenses, which are going to be an additional $2,000 to $3,000. So it's a very expensive situation nowadays. One of the reasons why people go more to cremation is because of that reason. But this product gives people the opportunity to do a lot of different things, not only just pay for their end-of-life expenses and remove that financial burden from their families, but they can also leave a legacy. And we'll talk again about that through these different trust offerings. So why would you want to add this? Well, one is it's not a hard product to understand. It is guaranteed issue. It's a whole life insurance product. It's provided with 3 crediting rates that gives you some flexibility on meeting people's, some of your clients' needs. If you are an agent on the phone today that sell a product like this with one of our competitors, then you already know that you're able to expand your product offering to your clients that you serve today. If you're one of those agents on the phone today that never heard of this and is more interested in it, well, now you have a product that can help you expand that product.
Allows you to dial in the mix that works.
There you go. So it allows you. It's very simple to understand. One of the things that I'm going to talk to you about, whether you're an agent currently using this today with another company or if you're not using it today, I'm going to show you some agent support tools that we have here at the end of the presentation. I'm going to take it off my screen, off this presentation, and go into the portal itself and show you some of the cool tools that we have that Jim talked about in his introduction. So let me give you kind of a real quick product overview of TrustGuard Gold. It's available up to age 99 on a single pay. There's a 3, 5, 7, and 10 pay options available that you can use. Majority of this business is a single pay business. It's kind of an asset allocation type product, but it could be used in a multi-pay functionality with a definitive time period. Premiums, you will find, are competitive with those types of definitive time periods. They're not going to be real competitive with a life pay type product just for the simple reason, but over time somebody would pay less with this product than they would a life pay product. The coverage amounts have a minimum of $2,500 with either trust. The 2 trusts that I've mentioned earlier is the Funeral Expense Trust and the Estate Planning Trust. The reason they have 2 different maximums is the fact that, and I'll kind of go into this, actually, let's kind of go to the next screen now because that kind of helps explain this a little bit better, that with the Estate Planning Trust, you can go up to a maximum of $100,000. With a guaranteed issue up to $50,000 in face. Anything over 50 would require a little extra underwriting, and that underwriting basically entails a prescription check to verify that the health questions that were asked are in line with what prescriptions that client of yours or proposed insurer would be taking. The benefits of the estate planning trust is not only the fact that they can go up to a $100,000 maximum, but they can create a legacy, and again we'll talk through some of the marketing stuff that helps explain that. But they can name any beneficiary there they would like to. They can name a religious organization, a charitable organization. They can name the grandchildren. They can name whoever they like, however they like, as a beneficiary to the proceeds. And it's tax income free. The thing that you have to understand with the estate planning trust is that it is it would be part of the 5-year look back with Medicaid spend down rules. The funeral expense trust, on the other hand, has limitations to it. One is you can only go up to $15,000 in face in most states. There are some states it's not available in because Medicaid rules in those states have not permitted us to offer that. States like Michigan, Florida, Nevada, Texas, and Massachusetts are some that will not allow a funeral expense trust. States like Indiana offer a maximum of $10,000 in face amount. So there are some states with some restrictions that that does become a hindrance at times because of that, but that's how they review the Medicaid laws in those states. Medicaid is a federal law, but it is basically governed by the local authorities, so they can set their own limits based on what they feel is adequate for their area. The beneficiaries on a funeral expense trust can only be the estate of the insured. You can't name a beneficiary on that. And the main reason for that is that the fact that this becomes an eligible expense, not part of the 5-year look back from day one. A family takes out a policy today, puts it in the funeral expense trust, goes to a nursing facility to qualify for Medicaid. They have the potential to be have those assets not count towards us. The reason why I say may is that some caseworkers in some states have provided some kickback with this, but in those cases we've been able to work through it between our compliance departments and them to help them understand the benefits of or the reason behind why somebody would be doing this. So again, this is kind of an important distinction between the two products, two trusts. The product itself is the same. So the growth rates, the commissions, the paperwork outside of the trust documents are exactly the same. There is no difference. Premiums are the same. The only thing you'll find different on these two products in regards to substance is the fact that there's two different irrevocable forms. And then you have the beneficiary and the excess proceeds and the Medicaid limits that you have to make sure you understand the differences with. So where I'm at now is at what's called the advisor portal. So one of the things, and I mentioned in one of the earlier slides, is some of the support tools we provide agents. So what I'm going to do real quickly is you're going to see me jump out of my screen here. I'm going to go into the portal, and I'm going to pull this up for you to look at. And let me try to make this bigger if I can. Actually, I don't want to do that. I'm going to lose my call space. So if you guys can all see this here now, you'll see the Global Atlantic. You go to www.globalatlantic.com/TrustGuard. And you can see my cursor up top. You can see that on there. You don't have to be signed up with us to view this. This is information that's available out there to the general public. You'll have these little color codes up top. My Client Center, Sales Strategies, Training, Product and Marketing Center. So these are just some of the support things that we do. I want to go into, for our purposes of this call today, under the sales strategy. So when I click on the sales strategy, it gives me an opportunity to look at estate planning trust, funeral expense trust, or value add tools. I want to look at the value add tools. So in there, I have the ability, you could download a consumer presentation if you like, whether you're going to position the estate planning trust or the funeral expense trust. One of the brochures that we offer is the planning guide. Again, these are all, you have the ability to order. There's no cost of these products, or you can download these off PDF. What I find to be very interesting is our client sales tool area. Here you'll see an array of different advertising outlets that you can use to prospect your current clients, new clients, the presentation scripts that go along with the positioning presentations at the top for the estate planning or the funeral expense trust, client seminar kits here that shows you the presentation, all the different things you would need, direct mail pieces, direct response pieces, newspaper, magazine, you can see it all here. Very, very interesting. So I'm going to take a look real quick at a magazine sample, just to kind of give you an idea of what some of the pieces look like. Again, I apologize for the size of this, but you can kind of see as I scroll down. It is ready for you to personalize and customize it with your information that you can plug in, and it's already compliant and set for you to use. One of the things you'll notice, I clicked on the sample, If I did this print file, this gives you what you need to do to take to a printer to have them take care of all this. So we provide these to you at no additional cost. We do not do any fulfillment. We do not do any co-branding or any type of co-marketing. Those are at your expenses only. But we do provide you the content that is compliant to use in your given state. One of the other things I find that's interesting under the training piece is how you would position the product, the Agent Reference Guide. Agent Reference Guide is an encompassing kind of booklet that walks you through how to fill out the forms. And again, I apologize. You might want to close your eyes until I get through some of this. I'm trying to take it down to the health questions real quick. So part of these are the health questions that are on the app. So I did say it was a guaranteed issue. Someone answers yes to all these, they would still qualify for the Funeral Expense Trust up to $15,000 in their state. So as you can see, what these health questions look like, they're pretty straightforward. There's only a 2-year look back on diagnosis and terminal illness conditions or life expectancy. So pretty much if somebody is in a situation where they have less than 12 months to live, they will go into the Funeral Expense Trust. And depending on their state, will be allowed up to $15,000 in face amount coverage. All right, I want to jump back over to the presentation. So again, if you can kind of keep this link on the bottom available, globalatlantic.com/TrustGuard, it'll take you into that link I just showed you. You can look at some of the support that's there. Really good information. Once you get signed up to the Olson Group, we will provide you an agent writing number to produce business. Once you have that, you'll have the ability to utilize some of our other technology. We have things we have applications on your smartphone that you can use to figure out rates. You have the ability to order your own forms and marketing materials through this website. You also have the ability, from a reporting standpoint, to see your sales activities and your commission activities as well too. So those are all things that come available as you're appointed and start producing business. Oh, sorry about that. And then lastly, kind of where I am with the whole summary of this thing is, this is a product that is available for anyone to use with a life license to help talk with consumers. There's millions of consumers out there over the age of 50 that have said to us in research, I want to take care of my final expenses, but I don't want to go to a funeral home. I want to talk to an insurance agent, financial planner, or an attorney. The opportunity is out there for you guys to be able to help it. What we try to do is provide the turnkey pieces that I just showed you some of them of to reach those consumers and reach those client base to help you, one, add to your product portfolio today, and two, pick up new clients potentially. And lastly, the training that we provide is all done through the Olson Group. We also have our own sales support in the office that works with Jim and his crew. But we're here to help you guys, and I will see all of your names on some sales production reports in the very near future. With that, Jim, I am done. Anything you'd like to add?
John, first of all, I want to thank you. I mean, the only thing I want to add is you're about the only company that I know that's out there that gives everything from A to Z to the agent, whether it's sending out a mailer, putting a magazine, putting it into a newspaper, presentations, webinars, seminars rather, and the ability to earn the kind of money that this offers. Something that John didn't mention is it is a double-digit income through age 80. So, but John, we appreciate your time and effort that you put in today. I know that you're very busy and you had to put this into your schedule. I know it was short notice when we spoke a week or so ago. So we appreciate everything you did. And if there's anybody on the call that has any questions whatsoever or wants some sales ideas of how to use this product, feel free to give us a call at the Olson Group, 877-844-0700. 0900. That number again is 877-844-0900. With that, I'd like to say something like Ray would always say. Until next time, good selling. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.